Hello to the chicos, hello to the chicas. Welcome back to MSR, meaning My Students Rock. We haven't had a video in this series for a while, and a couple of days ago my student very proudly showed me an absolute masterpiece. That alone would be a reason for this game to be featured in this series, but what you don't know is that there is a history more often than not behind these games, and the students' development and the journey from A to B. And in this particular case, it is quite amazing because programmer Dan, playing as Black, my student here, has gone through a quite amazing transformation, really, in a space of about 3 months, I would say, during which I hit him very hard on a regular basis with my beloved chess principles and the right mindset and all that. And so his way of thinking about chess has definitely started to transform from what I would consider to be a very passive and timid and therefore just wrong mindset into a rather aggressive, more open to fights, kind of mentality, which is what I consider to be desirable. So we're talking about a guy here who, like a couple of months ago, would have even gone out of his way to protect pieces that were still back in the box. And now, look at what he's done just a couple of days ago. Then still sporting the Caro-Kann, nothing wrong with that, despite of my rather funny shenanigans on Reddit about that. Bishop d3, this is a very odd choice, which is somewhat okay against the same setup in the French. There is a clumsy line like this in the French with the idea of trying to make this bishop's development difficult, but this is nothing to write home about either. But against the Caro-Kann, it just looks also very clumsy. Knight f6, bishop f5, and Black already has equalized without any dramas. C3, e6, very good chess. Knight e2, bishop d6. I like the fact that Dan is trying to claim control of this diagonal instead of going passively with bishop e7. I really do like that. And what I also like about this his game here is that, like I said a couple of months ago here, he would have hesitated, without any hesitation, would have castled kingside here. But now he goes queen c7, attacking h2, and then goes knight d7, floating the idea of whether I'm going that way or that way, which is always a good thing to do when you have the opportunity, because it keeps your opponent guessing about where should they actually organize their pieces, what's going to happen next. But good old Dan actually added a bit of extra fuel to this fire, because after b4, like I said, this guy was defending his pieces even if they were in the box. He goes g5. And man, I love this move. I absolutely love this move to the moon and back, especially because it's not approved by the computer, because I don't care. Because here I am after the mentality first and then the correct moves. And once the mental shift changes, the correct moves will come. And the mentality has already changing towards the right direction, which is the, I don't give anything at all about g5 hanging. I'm going to kill you on the g file. Take my pawn, please. Or if you don't, I'm coming for you with g4. And again, I can't emphasize enough that I get it that the computer says it's a bad move. And that's precisely why people shouldn't be overusing their computers when they analyze games, because first and foremost, it's not that bad. Secondly, we are not playing against computers, we are playing humans. So there is not a lot of point in coming up with the stone cold facts when we are playing against humans who would feel very reluctant to take, and even if they did take, like they did in this game, the likelihood that they will actually defend this correctly under such pressure is incredibly unlikely. And the lower level you go, the more likely that such attack actually increases in its value purely because of the level it's played at. So for a 16, 18, even 2000 to look at this and go like computer says bad is just utterly meaningless, because they won't be able to hold it against you. And so this move has got a far larger realistic value than what the computer's numbers attached to it, which, by the way, after this, according to the engine, it's plus 0.5. I mean, many wide openings, that's the case. And the difference is very, very tough. And needless to say, opponent instantly drops the ball because the best move here, bishop h4, is extremely inhuman. You don't feel comfortable with exposing yourself to stuff like this just so that you can casually play here knight d2 and ignore everything. Humans don't really think like this, especially not on lower levels. And that's not to say that I'm trying to argue against objectively best moves, because obviously that's what you want to do. But there have to be clean boundaries in terms of how far you are willing to go. And you can't have the boundary at the computer says no, so we don't do this. That's just ridiculous. That's an ultimate way to kill your own chess if you are not willing to go out of your way to explore, to have fun, to actually engage with lines that are objectively not the best, but according to good old Tal, he would like to take them into a deep, deep forest where 4 plus 4 makes 5, and that's exactly what programmer Dan does here. And look at the quick collapse of white. Rook g1, queen c1, bishop takes h3, legendario. Taking h3 anyway, because if takes back, then h6. I mean, look at the vicious aggression here. This is delicious chess, man. This is how you should be playing. h4, another terrible move, but again, very understandable that under the pressure, white doesn't know how to defend. And again, best move according to computer, king g2. Like, first of all, who cares? Second of all, who is even thinking about that? So we can't really evaluate this purely based on computer's best moves. All right, h6, h4, take, and from here on, Dan just puts the pedal to the metal like the legend he is. Whoopsies, that was the wrong button. Sorry. Here goes castles, bringing all the boys to the party, and white again tries to be extra safe. But what he achieves is the direct opposite and gets promptly mated by bishop h2 check, king h1, rook h8, and see you later, alligator. Now white can't avoid losing heavy material. He opted for mate though, and programmer Dan did not disappoint on the delivery. Bishop g1 check, baby. And after king takes queen h2, the icing is on the cake. An absolutely tremendously awesome attacking game from the black player here in the Caro-Kann, by the way, which is a very unlikely platform for vicious kingside attacks as black. But this is exactly what I think we have succeeded with Dan, to some degree at least. And that is that we're not playing the Caro-Kann anymore because our opponent is playing garbage. And so the circumstances kind of demand that we turn on the heat. And when he turns on the heat with an otherwise objectively not best move, his opponent instantly falls apart and gets mated in an absolutely beautiful fashion. So kudos to programmer Dan. We wish him the very best with his chess, and hope to see more masterpieces like this. And to you, dear viewer, I also wish you the very best and hope that you guys can also score lovely victories like that and get better at chess through your hardcore studies, coaching, and the hard yards you are putting into your chess, because I'm absolutely certain you do that too. So once again, kudos to programmer Dan for this awesome victory, and I will be back with more soon. Thank you. Bye.